Hey guys, and in this video I'm going to start a new series where I'm going to go through the whole island map and show you guys where to find the Explorer Notes. So if you don't know what Explorer Notes are, you can go into Settings or Inventory, and these are the Explorer Notes. You basically can find them all over the island, and they give experience, and they're pretty cool. I cannot open these. Oh, actually I can. And they, like, for example, the Dossiers, which shows some facts and stuff about the animals. And yeah, now the primary reason why you would find these is, of course, because they give experience. So if you want to level up really fast, then they are perfect, because they give a lot of levels. So I'm going to show you guys how to find all of them. Now, there is a few things though. First of all, I haven't really seen any, at least I haven't checked in a while, but when I tried to find these the first time, I tried to obviously go to YouTube and find a proper video, but all the videos I found them in order. Now, the problem with finding these in order from Helena Note 1, 2, 3, etc., is that they are kind of spread all over the place. So Helena Note 1 can be on one side of the map, while Helena Note 2 can be on the other side of the map. So finding them is kind of, doing it in order is kind of clumsy, because if you're going to watch this, it's not really practical, because you're going to maybe want to find all in an area, because if you're in that area and grinding experience, then you can get all the ones that are around that. So instead of that, I'm going to do it in order, like, from geographic position. So I'm going to go through the map, like, and show all the the notes on the different islands. So in this video, I'm not sure how many videos it will be, but I'm going to split it up roughly equally, I think, with about 15-20 notes in each, I think, around there. But in this video, we're going to go and start by showing every dossier or explorer note found on Crags Island, which is this island I'm at right now, and the footpaw, which is up there. Again, this is the map location, and this is the GPS location of this just general area, so you know where to start. So, with that being said, let's get right into it. We're going to start off by going to this area. So again, we are now on Crags Island. This is the coordinates, this is the map, and we want to kind of head to the, what would that be, the east of the island, so this rough area. We get to this huge sand bed, that's the red obelisk. We get to this huge, like, sand path kind of highway. I usually call it a dino highway going up to the center of the island. We come to this huge place, and the first note is very, very easy to spot. It is here on the left of that pathway. If we come from the ocean and look up towards the red obelisk, you can see there very clearly on the left a pretty big ruin. So this one really shouldn't be hard to find. If you have struggles to find this, then I'm sure you're probably blind or something. I've caught aggro. What? Did I just... I did level up this guy's melee quite great, because then I can just kill off dangers real fast, and yeah, I did cheat. So the first note is located here. It is a Rockwell note, you can tell by the chest design. And these are the coordinates, and this is the map location. 86.4 by 26.6. So when you open it, I don't get it, but when you first open it, the thing will come up on the screen. But I've already opened them all, and this is Rockwell number 20. And now you can see that on both me and my dinosaur, yellow, or yellow? I don't know colors today. A purple little arrow thing is come up, and that means that you gain extra bonus levels, and you gain a lot of levels from actually opening it. However, me and my dino is leveled up fully because I cheated to get speed and such on the RG, so I won't get any levels, but when you do this, you get levels for both yourself and your dino, which is why I also recommend taking the notes only with a dinosaur, and don't do it on foot unless you are desperate for levels. But try to save them for dinosaurs. So from here on out, the next ones are, some of them pretty easy, some are kind of more difficult, but we're not going to do like a cut here, because we can use this as a marker to find the next one. So the next one, from here, you want to kind of look, what would that be? I think that's like north-ish. We can use the map because the arrow will show what direction we're... Yeah, we will look roughly north, or if you will, just look at the wall here. and you will look across and you'll go to the forest. So just go toward this forest. Not this one, but the one in the back here. Go to this one, and when you enter it, you want to look just a little bit, you want to look a little bit down. Go down here, and enter the forest, and you should see it here appear in the forest edge. So just follow the forest edge here and look into the jungle, and you should quickly see this little chest appear. This is another Rockwell. It is Rockwell number 19, and it is located at 83.8 by 27.7. This is where we're at on the map. And you can see it is in the jungle, but it is pretty easy. Again, just follow that ruin, go to the forest edge here. It has sort of a split between this part of the forest, and you have another sort of road going through here, and then just follow this part. Look into the jungle when you follow it down to the coastline, and you will see, or the beach or whatever, and you will see it appear there. So that was 2 of the notes down. We can take the 3rd note from here as well, because that's again pretty easy. This time, just go back to that 1st note and follow this highway up. Up here to roughly the middle, and you have a huge rock, sort of not in the middle of the island, but you do have a bigger rock here, very easy to spot. Right here, and you can see that there is a ruin here on this shelf. Now, when you are traveling on land, you probably won't see this. And I remember when I did this, I think I was on a Raptor, I was so puzzled. I couldn't find it, and that's because it is kind of hidden. You can barely see the pillar, but when you don't know it's there, you might just not think of it as a ruin or anything. But it is on the rock there, so when you're on foot, again, it's kind of hard to access. So the way to do it on foot, you need to go behind this rock, and you can see that you can kind of start climbing it from here. Usually, the best thing is to use a dino. Sorry that my dino is a bit fast here, but you can climb up on the top here, and then you can drop down on the shelf. And here we have a Helena Note or Dossier. This is the Raptor Dossier. 80... I can show the map as well. 86.7 by 24.9. Pretty easy to find this one. The next one is also pretty easy to find. We just gotta head down again to this sort of beach center area. We have the rock there. Just follow the rock. Have the rock on your left. And move, and you will eventually reach this sort of cliff. So you've got the rock behind you, and you see this cliff. There's a little river there, and you want to just jump down in the area. You can see it actually there. If I'm in 3rd person, you can see the note. But just drop down to the bottom. Oh, I thought that was aggroed or something. And just search among these rocks, and you can find an Helena Note. It isn't really difficult to find this one, because again, it is hidden here in these rocks, or placed here in the rocks. This is the Quetzal Dossier at 87.4 by 23.3. So the final one in this area, we just gotta fly this time on this cliff, because this is a special one. So when you follow this big cliff, you will find this ruin. So this one is easier to see when you are out on sea, or if you have a bird. But you can see there is a huge square kind of ruin sticking out from the mountain. And that is one of the Extinction Dossiers that was released when Extinction was hyped up. They had these special dossiers just placed on the maps. It looks a bit weird, but here we got one. And this is number 13 Explorer Note. It's called question mark. I believe if we go in here, it is... If we remove this, it is the... No, it's not that one. It is... Where is it? Yeah, the question mark ones. Doesn't show up for some reason. Well, it doesn't really matter. Point is, you have I think you have 15 of them. 5 on each of the first map, so Scorched Earth, Aberration, and the Island. The Island has 1, 4, 7, I think. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Point is, this is question mark number 13 at 89.2 by 24.3. Very southern tip of this island. So from here on out, we have I think we have 3 more dossiers remaining before we are done on this island. This small island that we are on right now has 7 notes, if I remember correctly. 7 or 8 notes. It is quite insane considering how small it is. I mean, look at a map. It isn't very big. But 7 notes, meaning that it is a great place, and it's also rather safe. Like, the biggest thing you can find here pretty much that's dangerous is a Carno, but more commonly is raptors. And the next note is very easy. You just go, you can see from most areas that it sort of is a hill. And yeah, you can see it right there, revealing, now my graphics are a bit low right now, not because lag, or it's one, because lag, and second, it makes stuff sometimes a bit easier to see. But yeah, so on the top of the mountain, the highest peak on this island, very easy to find. Like, this is probably the easiest one, to be honest. You have this church-looking thing. I don't really know what it is, but a huge ruin. It's a big ruin, and we have Rockwell number 2 at 83.2 by 24.7. So the remaining 2 are the hardest ones, which is why I saved them for last, and I think I'm going to be able to find them, but I'm not sure. I always mess these up, so if there is some cutting, you'll figure out why. But I believe you should be able to basically line yourself up with the tiles or the 2 trees. Just sort of go down the side here. Just quickly, we're going towards the red obelisk. And the note should be located down here, as you can see. I'm going to show that again. This is the Leedsichthys. Oh, for God's sake. This is the Leedsichthys dossier at 83.1 by 23.4. This is where we are at the map. So the last one is a bit difficult to find. I actually struggled a bit myself. So I'm going to kind of have to just show you roughly what I do. So you have these sort of broken logs at the beach, and you should sort of line yourself up with this one, and just the way it faces, to follow the 2 branches sticking up, and kind of walk in the forest next to these smaller trees. And I think it's actually better for me, because of all the leaves, to jump off. So when you have the beach, you can see there is this little area where there aren't really that many palm trees. There's like a bunch of small banana palm tree thingies here. There is some over there, but right in this little area, there isn't really that many. So go in the forest here, and you kind of just need to search around, but you can see there is a note. And you can see, because of how dark it is in this jungle, it is really difficult to spot this. And when I'm on my bird, I'm higher in elevation, and you can see it's basically impossible. Like, there's just branches everywhere. So I'm doing this one on foot. But of course, now as I know where it is, I can always just jump up on my bird and go up to it. So this is Nerva Note number 11 at 82.6 by 27.0. That's the map. Now we're moving to the last 5 for this episode. So it will be 5 more this episode, and then I'll do the next 15 or so in the next one. I want to keep it small so it's easy to follow and not... and that you don't feel like you're wasting your time. Again, timetables in the description. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but timetables in the description for the note, specific notes I go through in this video. I'm going to link them all down. You can, if you're looking for that specific note, you can just quickly check the description if it is in this video or not, so that you don't waste your time watching it. But still, if you're gathering all of them, then of course watch it. So the next one is pretty easy. Now I do see that it is turning into nighttime, so we're probably going to have to brighten it up a bit more. But from Crags Island, I know I'm using the actual official ARC terms for these areas. I'm not sure what people usually call it. The completely useless island, I guess, is a word for it. We go to this area, this very distinctive rock formation here. That's the red obelisk. You should see this area. It has a bunch of rocks on it and a tree. And if we go into coordinates, this is roughly the area. And you want to go to that tree. And right next to that tree, there is a ruin. Simple as that. Out in the open, is a turkey. Oh, isn't that Super Turkey? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure when you watch it, but this is the turkey trial event. Anyways, Helena Note number 7, next to this tree. Very, very easy to see this. 78.7 by 27.7. This is the map. And again, that is the island we are at right now. Really, like, again, it is ridiculously easy to find this one. It's probably the easiest one. However, it is not the only one, though. I can do this part in one take because I think I'm going to be able to find them all. I've spent a significant time on these islands when I start off my playthroughs of the island. I usually start here. I'm just seeing now that it's turning really dark, so I'm brightening it up a little bit more. So you want to head, you know, from that rock, you want to sort of head towards the jungle, take a right, so you are down at the beach at this little outcrop thing. Then you can see the cliff starts to form. So walk up that cliff. Walk up to that cliff and look into the jungle. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I'm pointing at it. It's kind of hard to explain this one like a good 100% certain way, except just look where I'm going. So go into these, you have two, I'm not sure if you play with clutter on or not, but if you do, you have these two patches of sand, and just look in diagonally into the jungle there. Just sort of, I mean, if you want, I guess, oh, for fuck's sake, I hate Pegos. I guess you can see that you follow the cliff, one tree, two tree, and the third tree on the cliff. Look into the jungle from that, and pretty much directly in, you have this ruin. It's a pretty big ruin, but because of the darkness of the jungle, and because it blends in quite well with all that foliage on it, it might be difficult to spot, but it is kind of a corner of a build of some sort. And this is the woolly Rhino Dossier at 79.1 by 32.2. Southern part of the island. I still don't understand why there's drawn a lake in the middle of this island, because there is no lake there. It still puzzles me to this day. So for simple navigation, I just had to find it, so as a little cut. For simple navigation's sake, we're gonna head towards. I can see now that I'm getting thirsty, but we're gonna have to survive a little bit longer. We're gonna head to roughly the middle of the island. We're now roughly at these coordinates, in the middle of it, on top of that lake thing that's not even there. You want to just kind of head towards the red obelisk. Head towards the red obelisk. Kind of, you can walk down this path if you want, till we get to this spot, and you can see there's a bunch of rocks in the jungle. It's kind of open, and you can actually see from here that it sort of goes as almost as sand path. I'm just gonna gamma 5, I think. Yeah, that's better. Sand path, and then you get to this kind of open area. As you can see, an open area with a big rock in the middle. So that's how you know you're at the right spot. You have a big rock, you have some small rocks, and you can see there's a road here. I haven't altered anything on this world, so this is how it looks like when you first start off. And you can just see the red obelisk there, and then you see all these smaller rocks, and you can actually see the ruin because I have gamma up. Just want to kind of show you that gamma 2.2, I believe, is the normal one. Obviously, it's nighttime now, so it won't matter, but even at more, like, gamma 3 or gamma 4, like, it's kind of tricky to see it. But point is, when you're at this area, which is just showing you the coordinates for it, here, you have a big rock, and then if you look, well, if you look the opposite direction of the red obelisk, you have a bunch of smaller rocks, and the most right rock of that one, like the rock that's the furthest right, you can see this arch behind it. This is Rockwell number 21 at 77.1 by 31.5. So the final note, the final two notes are a bit dangerous because they are in the swamp. And the swamp has, of course, a bunch of dangerous animals. So when you are in the early game, you should probably not go for these. Maybe wait a little bit with them. But they are in the swamp nonetheless. So we were just over there. I tried to hit it like you do in Minecraft to point. But we were over there in that jungle. That's the red obelisk. This is kind of a lake. This is where we are at the map right now. The rough coordinates. And you want to head, this time, again, we're going to focus on this island. Just head towards the redwood forest. And eventually, You have the swamp here, obviously, and then you have a cliff. And this cliff is just what we're going to use to navigate. So you have this cliff forming. So you want to head down to towards the left. I'm just going to kill this Titanoboa. You want to head left. You see these big rocks coming up. We have one, two... Yeah, we have a bunch of big rocks. And when these big rocks come up, you just kind of want to go past them and search these, and you have a note here. Simple as that. This huge, biggest one is probably the best marker, because it is close to it. This is the Parasaur Dossier. I was about to say Rockwell, but no, it's a Parasaur Dossier. It's 71.4 by 32.1. And the final one is probably the trickiest, but kind of just go down in the swamp from this one. Going down in the swamp from that one. Or, if you will, it's probably easier to go back on the cliff, use this spike, which is the first of these big rocks forming at the end here. Walk directly down in the swamp from that one. And you can see this huge ruin appearing. It's a pretty big one. And you can see the note right here. It's a Rockwell number 15 at 70.1 by 31.9. And again, Rockwell number 15. This is the map, just again, coordinates map. And with that being said, we've actually just covered like a small portion of the island, but the rest of this island is completely note-free. And with that, we've covered all... What the hell is... Oh, it's a Tapajara. That was some spicy colors on you, guy. We've covered the two first islands of this. I'm gonna do them island geographical wise because it's much easier for you to pay attention and actually find them, I think, than if I were to go through them in order. So next time I will probably move further south, or further, what would that be, west? No, east, to cover this island, the next one, and maybe even another one after that. So stay tuned for that. If you would like to see more, then just, you know, I don't know, subscribe. I make art videos. I probably will make other gameplay videos as well. I am a new YouTuber though, so excuse my amateurism on YouTube, because I am just a new YouTuber. With basically no content out right now. But if you would like to see more, obviously if you want to see the rest of the notes, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And also if you would like to see other things, or if you have suggestions, I can show stuff, I can show you how to do stuff, I can show you how not to do stuff. I'm probably going to try and do some taming how-to videos as well, because that is obviously a big part of the game. But anyways, I'm not going to I'm not going to drag it on anymore. So I'll see you guys later with the next notes probably. Bye bye.